So my homelessness started 2016, July, when I was released from prison. I didn't have anywhere to go when I was released, no help from council or anything. I had to represent myself at a hostel, which was Spring Street Hostel on Grinnikers. I spent 14 and a half months in that hostel, and then I was kicked out of there. I can't remember why, but I still not had help from council. So I waited a number of years, spending my time sofa surfing, friends' houses, wherever I could, sleeping in parks, under fire station doorways, all that. And then when I finally got in touch with the housing, they told me that I'd not even had a housing claim made.
Okay.
So I spent a few years waiting for this housing claim to be kicked in, and no one had even put one down.
Okay.
So it was like, I just spent a few years homeless for the sake of nothing.
Yeah, so like I've been couch for like 4 or 5 years, and like I don't know, it's like obviously we went on depression and all that stuff, and then we did hit COVID, and I don't think that really helped anyone. But then I also I lost my camper van, which didn't help. But then I went from being a bit of a functional alcoholic to just being an alcoholic, or not at least being able to lie about being a functional alcoholic anymore. You know what I mean? Which I did actually get started before I actually ended up on the streets, which was a weird situation. Like the last time I was staying up on chatting in Morrison's at my friend's dad's couch, because they were with me, and so like, you stay here for a bit, it's alright, it's fine. I kind of got through there, and I got off drinking, and like, but even then once you come off, I wasn't right yet, you know what I mean? Like you get shakes, chills, and I was thinking about the next thing, but I wasn't really in the right headspace.
This is my 5th time back at the ABEN. But I've been kicked out, but not because like I'm in any trouble, just not coming home, sleeping out. But my homelessness is through drugs and losing my kids. So that's how I ended up in this situation.
Yeah, so I've had my ID and everything in the past, but you know, with like prisons and going away unexpectedly, losing property from last places, and all my identifications and everything have just disappeared over the years. So if I was to manage to keep them, I would have made it a lot easier. It probably would have been something that I could have maybe looked at while I was inside, you know, applying for before release, but because I didn't have them, I had to go the long way around. Just a bit more guidance and support from people. It was pretty much just left to yourself. When I was released from prison, it was like being born at 20-odd-year-old. Like I had nothing to my name. I had no money, no identification, no family, no friends, no support at all. That was the worst thing, really. That would have been a lot easier, having things like that, you know, it would have made it a lot less stressful.
Actually getting found after that, things were looking up and they were helpful, and especially like I said, Claire at Salvation Army and Dan and Taps at Streetlink were great for connecting with you, making you feel like they actually cared. Even if there's only so much they can do, make you feel they cared, and they was help chasing things up and then try to push me to do stuff for myself as well, and move on and get things sorted. And like I said, even news like Claire just went with me to the job centre to make sure that I just went in the job centre and got stuff done, because it's like just some days where you don't have it in you to just do things for yourself. Like you know you should, but you don't. But yeah, that first couple of weeks, there was a disconnect there between go to the council and then abandoned. It basically feels like abandoned for a bit.
The main thing is housing, isn't it? Like without a foundation, you can't build anything else up, I don't think. But I'm a runner, me. When things get tough, I'll leave the situation and I'll go on the missing list. Do you know what I mean? Instead of dealing with things. So I'm my own issue, you know. It's not, I can have as much help and support in place, but
it'd be nice to have more places for people to, you know, even just support centres, like where you get your charity-based places, free meals and things like that, you know, your housing advice. It'd be nice to have a lot more people in that industry, a lot more facilities around different areas you know, for people to go to, because we are very limited on what people can do for you, where you can go. Some people can't make it to every single place, you know. There's a lot of factors like mental health and stuff. People don't want to travel, some people will. But I think having more of them places, that would be a big help for a lot of people. Definitely.
So definitely more clarity as well. So earlier signposting towards things are available, even if it's just like, here's a couple of laminated documents of where to go or where you can go, just kept updated and given that. The council didn't have a phone, the library could only phone over council services. The job centre themselves are taking out their things. I was running around trying, like, I don't know anyone whose phone I can use. You know, I don't even know who council even has, because I think by the time I even thought of doing them, the customer one in Spindles, they'd already closed. I did end up finding Mark, one of the other guys who's homeless. He's been like a couple weeks ahead of me. He was in here a couple of weeks ago and he's got moved out onto his own one. And but there was nowhere where I could sit and actually phone like UC go for free on the thing that I was aware of it way on that one. I still don't know actually. If I didn't have a phone, I wouldn't know where to go to be able to actually talk to council services for free. But the library can phone other council services, I think, on their phone. But UC isn't a council service, so you can phone them, and I'm sure there's other things as well, but that's the big one for me.
Like with here, I think they need to compromise a bit more with people, because you're not really meant to stay out and you're not allowed visitors. Do you know? So you need a bit of, to stop one from disappearing or not sticking to the programme or whatever. Or there needs to be some in between. Do you know? Like my mum can't even come, or do you know? So I do think that some rules in that sense need to be changed.